Case of Ripple's SEC appeal is quite improbable, given it benefits from the existing model. Noted that the SEC's entire enforcement strategy could be at risk if the CEO of Hound Venture filed an immediate appeal and the court ruled against him. Katie Hahn, CEO of Hound Ventures and former federal prosecutor, says she is surprised that the United States Securities and Exchange Commission would file the largest and most immediate appeal against the ruling in the Ripple case given the current lack of legal clarity. The ripple effect. Before I go into detail, please like the video, subscribe to my channel, and enable notifications. Please help us out by subscribing and using bell notifications so we can expand XRP. The validity of XRP as a security was partially summarized in favor of Ripple Labs by Judge Analisa Torres on July 13. Some observers voiced concerns at the time that the SEC would file an appeal. But Hound Ventures CEO Katie Hahn said on Twitter on July 15 that the securities regulator is likely to remain silent because it is profiting from the current misunderstanding and because losing an appeal could jeopardize its future enforcement actions. The agency would have to ask the court to divide this ruling from the portion heading to trial, so while an urgent appeal is possible, it appears improbable. The SEC wants a clear legal standard established, and I for one am skeptical. The Commission's enforcement strategy would be jeopardized if it lost the appeal on these matters, which it currently benefits from. Given that, I find it unlikely that the SEC will file an appeal at this time. On July 15, this author became the most recent to express this opinion. Brad Garlinghouse, CEO of Ripple Labs, agrees that the SEC's largest and appeal could take a long time. He went on to say that the SEC's appeal of Judge Torres' ruling that XRP is not a security will further strengthen that ruling. In a YouTube video published on the same day, U.S. Attorney and Ripple commentator Jeremy Hogan stated his belief that the SEC would file an appeal following the conclusion of the trial between the SEC and Ripple in early 2020. The SEC is currently suing crypto exchanges Binance and COINBASE over alleged violations of securities laws. Some speculate that the outcome of the cases may be affected by the recent judgment in the Ripple case, despite the fact that it is not a binding precedent. In the meantime, several analysts and lawmakers in the crypto space have urged Congress to intervene and provide crypto with legal clarity in the wake of the latest verdict. Commodity Futures Trading Commission Commissioner turned Crypto Venture Capital Fund Head of Policy Brian Quinton, according to a 16Z, the current judgment from the federal court merely adds further uncertainty for business owners and developers. Congressional action to develop a clear and comprehensive regulatory framework for the cryptocurrency business is urgently needed, according to U.S. Senator Cynthia Lummis, who said as much after the verdict. The SEC losing its case against Ripple's XRP was a major setback for the regulatory assault on cryptocurrencies. The crypto industry's regulatory framework is in chaos after Ripple Labs' victory over the US SEC. Experts, however, advise against treating this verdict as a clear success for the sector. Judge Analisa Torres of the United States District Court for the Southern District of New York issued a historic judgment on July 13, finding that the cryptocurrency XRP Ripples does not constitute a security when offered to the general public. Investors in XRP tokens, including Coinbase and Binance executives, were ecstatic to hear the ruling, which led to a sharp increase in the token's value. According to Venture Coinbase founder and crypto investor Luke Martin, this verdict is a devastating blow to the SEC and its chair Gary Gensler. He sees that as a good indicator for the market as it disproves claims that the sector is peddling unregulated securities. However, legal experts in the field of digital assets advise caution, noting that the partial summary judgment lacks the force of a binding precedent. Future judges may be swayed by it, but it doesn't mean they'll make the same decisions. The SEC can still file an appeal, which might result in a higher court rejecting Torres' decision. Experts think that the SEC may encounter significant hurdles if it pursues an appeal despite these warning indications. According to Justin Slaughter, a former SEC advisor and paradigm policy proponent, the Supreme Court's recent criticism of government agencies may make it more ready to scrutinize the SEC's conduct. It should be noted that Ripple is still a problem. The SEC alleges that CEO Brad Garlinghouse and co-founder Chris Larson conspired to facilitate the sale of XRP to financial institutions. The court has put off ruling on the merits of this lawsuit until a later date. Judge Torres' verdict in favor of Ripple in the XRP case may have dealt a blow to the SEC's regulation efforts, but it is not final and cannot be appealed, and other courts may reach a different conclusion. Both Bedouin Ripple and the SEC face formidable obstacles in their ongoing legal struggle. An ex-SEC officer has expressed concern that the SEC's recent judgment against XRP issuer Ripple could be overturned. The former chief of Internet Enforcement at the U.S. Securities and Exchange Commission has cautioned that the SEC versus Ripple case verdict is precarious and likely to be overturned. As a result of the Ripple effect, the SEC now fully protects the institutional investor. However, the average investor receives zero SEC safeguards. This is, to put it mildly, counterintuitive. He said there are many reasons why the SEC versus Ripple verdict is concerning. On Friday, former U.S. SEC officer John Reed Stark analyzed the SEC versus Ripple judgment regarding XRP and posted his thoughts on LinkedIn. John Reed Stark Consultancy, where Stark presently serves as president, is a cybersecurity firm. He established the SEC's Internet Enforcement Office and oversaw it for 11 years. He also spent 15 years as an SEC enforcement lawyer. There are several reasons to be concerned about the Ripple decision. He emphasized that the judgment should not be celebrated if it turns out that artificial intelligence was used to indicate that its foundations were unstable. In terms of the sale of shares, institutional sales, programmatic sales, and other sales are the three buckets into which the court divided Ripple's XRP offering. Stark said the decisions were split up by category. Stuart Alberti, CLO at Ripple Labs, recently explained the ruling. An ex-head of the SEC's Internet Enforcement Division has described how the Ripple decision provides the institutional investor with complete SEC protection and all remedies that come with SEC violations, including as rescinding the deal, paying fines, and other penalties. However, the average investor receives zero SEC safeguards. After presenting such an in-depth examination stock warrant, this seems backwards, to put it mildly. In my opinion, the SEC will file an appeal with the Second Circuit over the Ripple decision, and the Second Circuit will reverse the district court's rulings on programmatic and other sales. As again, I appreciate you all tuning in. Please hit the like button and subscribe to my channel. See you later, bye.